Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It's mail day.
Today we received our first ever package from MTG North. So I'm anxious to dig into some of this. We had a couple of streams we participated in with some interesting hits and a couple of singles I purchased from their shop. I also
ordered
a draft night box for
Woohoo, that should be
Strict
fun.
7. It should be fun. We've done one of these before. And I didn't know there was a price tag on it. Anyway, it's a nice little product, a fun way to get a smattering. We've only gotten a bit of Strixhaven, really. And so this will be a fun thing to go with the...
Strixhaven was fun. I enjoyed it.
To go with the bundle that we got. So we finally have a Secrets of Strixhaven bundle instead of a Strixhaven Scroll of the Unseen bundle.
Maybe we can save it for a time when your brother's
Yep.
around.
This will be something good to save for some time later anyway.
Alright.
Now, let's see what we opened. We joined a pack, what do you call it? It was sort of a pack battle thing, an opening for... The prizes were minimal, but you could buy in to get packs of things. Ooh, there's a... I'll pull this out of here, we can check that later. Probably a lot of details.
Yeah.
So this was from the shop, a few singles that I picked up. Now, in all my collecting of the Lord of the Rings stuff, one of the scenes, it wasn't in the set boosters. So I never had any pieces of it from all the stuff I opened. So I grabbed a Wizard Rockets, and this is the rocket scene, the birthday party with the Gandalf's fireworks. And this is the most expensive card in that scene, the Delighted Halfling. They had one of those, so I grabbed it. Ooh, interesting combination. And then here's a lightly played Crimson Manticore. This card was always a lot of fun for its theme, but it's not technically a good card. It's only a 2/2 flyer for 4, little overcosted. Picked up several cards from Legends. This is the third expansion of Magic the Gathering from the bad old days of the game. Some very broken cards, and also some cards that are really pretty lousy, but there you go. So you can see 2/2 flyer, and you can pay a red and tap it to have it deal 1 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, which can be useful if you're playing it in a deck with Prodigal Sorcerers and things. And then you've got noted neither for their good looks nor their charm. Crimson Manticores can be fearsome allies. As dinner companions, however, they are best left alone. Nice. Like I said, mainly something a little flavorful. And, you know, a 2/2 flyer is not useless if we do a binder draft sometime. So... those are probably the two biggest singles, I'm guessing. Now, let's see what else we got here. Here's a common from Legends, Thunderwolves. We had Thunderwolves and Timberwolves in our early openings, along with, what was it, Direwolves from Ice Age? Anyway,
If it wasn't
wolves
for
were a real theme back then for me and my brother. And
if it wasn't for the what's going on in the picture and the little bit of red, I would love the art.
Yeah, well, wolves got to eat.
Yeah. Ooh, yucky.
Yeah,
Let's not look at
that one's a Walking Dead. That's basically a different version of Drudge Skeleton. We'll save that for a different sort of discussion another day, but it's not too special, another common. Here's another one from the Gandalf's fireworks scene. Gandalf, friend of the Shire, and there's Gandalf, and you can just see the tails of the dragon coming in there from the fireworks. So that's sort of the opposite corner. Like this is the top right, and this is the bottom left. So these two arts will help me complete this scene for sure, but don't actually line up that. What the heck?
You didn't order that?
Well, I did, but I thought it was a Legends one. This is Chronicles. I'm gonna have to double check that because this is strange. Anyway, that is what it is. I was hoping for a Legends one, or I thought I ordered a Legends one, but
yeah, double check.
I'm gonna have to double check that
Can
because
I see the paper?
yeah, white bordered was the Chronicles printing. You can see the date there at the bottom, 1995, and it was full of reprints from the first 4 expansions of Magic the Gathering, Arabian Nights, Antiquities, Legends, and the Dark. And I opened a fair bit of Chronicles, but not much of the original sets. Then we have another Pit Scorpion.
Yeah, it says Legends, so they grabbed the wrong one then. You have to message them.
Yeah, well, I suppose. Pit Scorpion.
It's probably an easy enough mistake that...
Probably. Sometimes the smallest nuance can be the greatest pain. This is one of the first poison creatures that they ever came out with. Then we got a giant turtle.
I like it.
2/4 for 3. Giant turtle may not attack if it attacked during your last turn. The turtle lives twixt plated decks, which practically conceal its sex. I think it clever for the turtle in such a fix to be so fertile. Ogan Nash, the turtle. It's definitely a pretty big turtle based on those 2 fellows running away from it in a hurry. That would surprise you coming out of the marsh. Then we got the Frost Giant and a Craw Giant. Now, Craw Giant got reprinted in Chronicles. Frost Giant didn't. They're both horrifically overcosted, but a lot of fun if you're a little kid. I have the set of common, uncommon, and rare giants from Alpha, which is basically what you would have been comparing this to. And they range in costs from 4 to 5. This costs 6. It's a 4/4 Rampage 2. The 5 cost, 2-headed giant Aphiros, is a 4/4 that can block 2 creatures and has trample. I'd say that's better than paying an extra mana total plus more red commitment for a 4/4 Rampage 2. Rampage only matters if a creature is blocked by more than one creature. So that's a pretty niche case. It could be fun if you have lots of creatures building up on both sides and then you throw a lure or something and make them their whole board block it. But yeah. But basically it's just for the flavor and the fun, and it was one of the first Rampage cards. They only used Rampage in a few sets. The Frost Giants have been out in the cold a long, long time, but they have their rage to keep them warm. And then, even more fun, but even more overcosted, 7 for the Craw Giant. Now, Craw Worm is a 6/4 for 6. This you're paying an extra 1 mana, and again, heavier green commitment, to have the same stats as a Craw Worm, but with Trample and Rampage 2 thrown in the mix. So you can almost argue this one better by the comparisons, but yeah. Harthag gave a jolly laugh as he surveyed the army before him. Ho, 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 midgets, you think you can stand in my way. So yes, very fun card, but, and again, the classic Christopher Rush art. These 2 are uncommons. The rest are all commons, except the Crimson Manticore, I think, is a rare. So that'll be a nice little addition to my Legends section of the binder. I almost had at least 1 card for every color, but I'll have to look into that one. Anyway, it's a shame, but Remove Soul is actually a decent card. They've printed lots of cards like it over the years. Counter a summon spell, which is basically a creature under current typing. And for 1 blue and 1, that's not a bad rate to counter a creature. Is it top end? By no means, but and then the 2 of these. So those were the singles I ordered. These were all things that I was in for packs on. So we went into a pack for Lord of the Rings and one for a wheel. So we didn't know what we were going to get. We ended up with Lorwyn Eclipsed and a Final Fantasy. So we got some good hits here. Let's let's go with Lorwyn first. We didn't whiff completely on any of these, which was nice. We got at least something in each of these packs. So there's a
That looks cool.
Ajani art card. We got an Adept Water Shaper. This is one of our rares with the neat border. Deepwater Navigator. Again, I used to have a Merfolk deck.
Deep Way.
It's been a long... Sorry, Deep Way. It's been a long time since I've updated it, but maybe I should look into that one time. Village Pillagers. Goblin Warrior.
I love that.
This foil island, it's got... This art looks nice as a foil. It really does.
I was excited when I saw that. I was like, yes!
Then we got our uncommons here. Noggle the Mind. Dundulin Weaver. Lumo Lusk. Warren Torchmaster. Lis Informant. Unforgiving Aim. Marrow Sky Swimmer. Another Merfolk. Gold Meadow Nomad. And Unwind Raveling.
Wild Unraveling.
Sorry. Yikes. Can you tell I'm tired? Anyway, Wild Unraveling. And then we got two nice hits in this pack beyond the other rares. So we got the Chronicle of Victory, which is a interesting card. It's been somewhat sought after. A legendary artifact for 6. Double the cost of a Palantir of Orthanc, but as Chronicle of Victory enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +2/+2 and have first strike and trample. So a big buff to your whatever theme you're playing. And whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, draw a card. So this will be great in your Sliver deck, in your Dragon deck, in your Treefolk deck, in your Goblin deck, in whatever. This really gives your side a major significant buff. And this is probably one of the nicer versions of the card that they made, with the showcase border and full art foil and all the rest of it. And the other card in there is a Deceit, which is the first of these incarnations that we've ever gotten. We've opened some Lorwyn in the past.
Is that a mythic?
It is. And they made one of these for each 2-color pair, and they're joint mana, so you can cast this with blue or black, and 4. And they've all got abilities depending on what mana you use to cast them. So when this creature enters, if 2 blue is spent to cast it, return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So you get to bounce something that's non-land. Or if 2 black was spent to cast it, target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, and that player discards that card. So again, targeting a card down from their hand could be nice, and you can get to do both if you pay 2 blue and 2 black while casting this. And you can evoke it for 2 blue or black as well, which basically means you can cast it, but it won't stick around. It just sort of dies immediately, but you get one of these 2 effects. So that's I think this was one of the better, or at least more people got excited about it when the set was new. I'm not sure if it's still considered one of the better ones, but I know this is certainly a nice hit too. So that was a good pack of Lorwyn Eclipsed. No questions asked. Even if Lorwyn Eclipsed wasn't what we were hoping to pull for our random pack, random collector pack, it certainly made the most of it once we started opening it.
At least it wasn't Doctor Who.
True. Next, we have the Lord of the Rings pack, and this was the first edition of the Lord of the Rings collector boosters, not the
gift.
Yeah, I guess they put in the hard sleeve the best hits in there. So we got Claim the Precious as a common. Willow Wind.
I think I got
Rohirrim
you a
Lancer.
couple of these for Christmas one year.
Galadriel Guide. Ranger's Firebrand. The first year we got a couple of them, yeah. I remember having 1 or 2 of these in my stocking.
Ooh, Swampland.
Yeah, we got the full art Mordor Swamp. And Born Upon a Wind, and that's in foil even. Shiny Swamp. Born Upon the Wind is one of our rares. Motivated Pony is another. This one from the Commander deck. Not one of the better ones, really. 5 cost for a 3/3 trample haste. When it attacks, attacking creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. If a food entered the battle under your control this turn, untap those creatures and they get an additional +2/+2 until end of turn. So, very niche to a food deck, and even then it's not super great. But it's it could be fun. Lord of Rivendell, Elrond, Grey Havens. This is an uncommon from the scenes. So is this, the Voracious Felbeast, but it's foil. And then we've got Sam Loyal Attendant, again from the Commander, but this one is a borderless foil version. So, again, if you're going to run Sam Loyal Attendant, this is probably one of the better versions you can get of him. Frodo, and then this was the top hit. We got a Wasteland, a Valley of Gorgoroth. Now, sadly, this is one of the few box topper cards. Well, few. I've actually got up to about a third of them now, but this is one of the ones I already had. So, and I pulled one of these as a Surge foil when we opened our special edition Lord of the Rings collector boosters. So this is the lesser non-foil version, but still a solid hit. Nothing wrong with a Wasteland. It's a very strong card, and I like the flavor of it too. But I am going to Mordor, said Frodo. I know that well enough, said Sam. Of course you are, and I'm coming with you. And then the next best hit they threw in with it was the foil Elven Chorus. It's okay, but again, needs a certain specific type of deck for, that's all. So that was the Lord of the Rings pack. And again, a Wasteland is nothing to sneeze at. And I just revealed, the best hit of the... But again, I think there was 2 good hits in this pack, so...
we did okay.
Oh, we certainly did better than average, I would say, on these packs. So we got a Chocobo bird token in foil. Our other rares here, we got Kane, Traitorous Dragoon. I don't know a lot of the Final Fantasy stories, so other than this guy being from Final Fantasy IV, I really don't know, but there he is. Waka, Devoted Guardian. So I think this was one of the ones we got with the Chocobo Prince, wasn't it?
Could
this
be.
Guy. One of our few in our Chocobo bundle. And then we got Zarkand, Ancient Metropolis.
No, Zanarkand. He said Zarkand.
Oh boy. Zanarkand, Ancient Metropolis. This land enters tapped, and you can tap for a green. It's a town. Or you've got the Lasting Faith. Sorcery Adventure. Create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you control. So there you go. And that's, again, a borderless non-foil. We've got Gorbez, Crystal Collector.
That looks cool.
It does look cool. And that's a foil version. We got the Forest.
Also
foil.
cool.
Fang, Fearless EC. And that's with the Final Fantasy 13 backing. Cool. And it's half of a double transform thing, which is awkward. We got Zac Flair. Nice thematic little 1-drop in the right deck. Titus Blitzball Star. Crystal's Chosen. Summon Anima. Vector Imperial Capital. Helgigus Town Greeter.
That is so pretty.
And then we got this one, which is an Azusa Lost But Seeking. I never had any version of this card because it came out in the gap years. I know that it's very popular in landfall decks, I think. And it's worth a few bucks. And this is a nice treatment of it with the foiling, the full art.
Seriously, if I was going to grade
you may
any
play
card,
2 additional lands on each of your turns.
I would grade that just because it's pretty.
It is pretty. And this was a good, solid pack. I mean, it wasn't, super broken with a serialized card or a, Neon Chocobo or anything like that. But this was definitely a solid hit. And so was the Surge Foil Aerith Gainsborough. So again, a main character from Final Fantasy VII with the Surge foiling.
Did we get a copy of this?
We have a
version?
regular Aerith
Okay,
card.
so not this one.
No, not this one. So
That Surge foil pattern just looks amazing.
it is nice. 2/2 for 3 lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Aerith Gainsborough. And when she dies, put X +1/+1 counters on each legendary creature you control, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Aerith. So if she gets a chance to get big and then dies, and you have other legendaries around, which is a lot of ifs, but that's still potential to share out and give a lot of +1/+1 counters. So it's not a horrible, a 2/2 for 3 was very average back in the day, but you're stacking on a bunch of extra abilities here with the lifelink and the ability to grow. So I think it's in the right deck, could be quite useful, and a very nice looking card for a well-loved character.
I like that Princess Sarah.
Like I said, so those were our 3 that we joined: a Final Fantasy, a Lord of the Rings, and then a random one, which ended up being Lorwyn Eclipsed. And I think we did very well on all of them, to be honest. I mean, the worst was for value was probably the Lord of the Rings, but like I said, a Wasteland is nothing to sneeze at. So even that wasn't horrible by any means.
Yeah. So yeah, again, in case you guys are wondering, we got these from MTG North. We will.
They do a lot of fun games for their openings and things.
We'll tag them or something in the description.
Yeah.
But they are either a Canadian channel from Ontario.
Yep. And like I said, this is going to fill out some of my Legends section of the binder quite nicely. So looking forward to doing that.
To message them about that other card.
Yeah, unfortunately, but.
I mean, if the art's
C'est la vie,
the same,
mistakes happen. Oh, the art is the same. It's basically the basic difference is, well, the inking is a bit more vibrant, and you got the white border instead of black border. That's the main difference. So,
but I mean, you wanted the Legends, so
yeah. So we'll see if they got one, and if not, well, it's not the biggest loss in the world.
No.
We did quite well overall, and I still got a lot of fun new toys to add to my classics deck.
Yeah.
So there we go. Actually, let's put the Blooded Halfling and the Manticore up there. And maybe the Craw Giant. Where's the ho ho ho? They're fun.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, thanks for joining us. I hope you have fun, and I hope you join us for our talk into Mirrodin Besiege. We've been looking at the whole Mirrodin block, and we're now into Chapter 2, where the Phyrexian invasion became obvious, and the actual war and conflict started. Not just noticing things amiss, but things going very south in a hurry, and the different groups struggling for survival. So it definitely gets interesting. Anyway.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, and catch you later. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Cheerio.